Hi, my name is Justin, and I would like to build off the first question that was on this side. And it was about starting with the Big Bang. I think this is the build-up, that the idea that he was presenting that is we are uncertain about before then. And I bring this up to address the first point of the philosophical argument of that the universe that we know, that we experience, I believe the word you used was contingent.
Yes, that was a separate argument from the origin of the universe argument.
And so we have a universe that we know that is contingent. And then we have this idea, this being that we are calling God, that is not contingent, that is inherent. And in what way can we suggest that it's more reasonable that this being that we don't know, the God, is more inherent than the universe that we know? Why are we assuming that the universe is contingent and this being is not contingent?
All right, now this is a good question. What he's saying is, okay, let's grant that every contingent entity has an explanation of its existence. Why think that the universe is a contingent entity? Maybe the universe exists metaphysically necessarily. And that would concern the third premise of my argument. And as I said in my opening speech, I'm not aware of any philosopher, contemporary philosopher or physicist, who thinks that the universe exists metaphysically necessarily, that it's not contingent. Now, why is that? Well, because it's very easy to conceive of a possible world in which a different collection of fundamental particles or fundamental fields exist. And if that were the case, then a different universe would exist. Consider by way of analogy your shoes. Say they're made of leather. Could your shoes, those very shoes, have been made of steel? Now notice I'm not asking could you have had a steel pair of shoes that was the same shape and size as these. Rather, could those shoes have been made of steel? And I think we would say no. If they were made of steel, it would be a different pair of shoes. It wouldn't be the same. Similarly with the universe, if the universe were composed of a different collection of quarks or fields, it would be a different universe. It wouldn't be the same. And that suggests or shows, I think, the universe is contingent in its existence. It would be fantastic to think that every single fundamental quark and particle in the universe exists as a metaphysically necessary being. And scientists continually deal with universes that would be governed by different laws of nature. So it seems to me very, very plausible that the universe is contingent in its existence and is not a metaphysically necessary being. So for that reason, I think the third premise is secure.
Do you have any comments?
So I take this to entail that God could have decided not to create the universe.
You're asking me? Am I saying that God could have not created?
I'm asking, does it...
or you're asking the student?
No, I'm asking you, I suppose your view then that the universe exists contingently.
Yes.
I suppose that on your view, God doesn't exist contingently.
Correct.
But given that the universe exists contingently, that God could have decided not to create the universe.
Correct.
Okay. No, it was not an objection, I was just curious.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.